Okay, here we have the Pureform ratings calculated with benchmark figures. Today is the 16th of November, and so let's have a look at a meeting from today. Well, first off, you can select one of two options, either select a day's racing or new meetings. If we click on new meetings, just to show you what happens, a variety of meetings will come up. There's only two meetings that we could run from today that haven't started already, so you need to run the meetings before they start. Tomorrow there's a host of meetings, TAB and non-TAB meetings. We're not going to run a meeting now, so cancelling that. Let's have a look at a meeting from today. Let's try Kyneton. So basically the program consists of three main areas: the fields, the worksheet and the form guide. It's also got TAB figures. Looking at the information we have here, scratchings are taken out, so you'll see number 1's missing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 starters. First up there's 2. A pot rating of 2. Basically it gives you an indication of how many last start place getters there are in the race. In this case there's 2. The weight range is 3.5 kilograms. There's 6 male horses and 3 female horses, just to give you a basic idea. So from the side, horse number, name, details, form, barrier, weight, days, benchmark weight change figures, go into that another time. Jockey, win, second, thirds, places, starts, benchmark rating, prize money in thousands, the rating from the race according to the figures calculated. You can add a comment in yourself if you want to, and then there's TAB prices, fixed price odds on the end. Going over to the worksheet, the same setup as before. Basically it goes through, makes some adjustments. So for example, Cool Success from barrier 9 gets a 2 kilogram barrier penalty, and so on. No Parole has had some time off. No, not time off, its current form is 1 because it's managed to run a last start 4th. And which one? Tarsissius is first up. It's got a 3 kilogram penalty for being first up. You can sort any of the columns by clicking on the top next to the name. So for example, if we want to sort according to, well, the market in this case, we find that Star of Moshe is on top, followed by No Parole. So as it is, those two end up running the Quinella. As it was, Star of Moshe was an over, showing $3.40 on the market, $6.50 on the TAB. There would be better odds on Betfair, no doubt. Having a look further at some of the form, let's have a look at No Parole's form. You double click on the horse, it'll then bring up the information. Most of it's in your standard form guide. Days since the last run, position, starters, distance, track, class, prize money last start. Its finished position, the horse finishes within 3 lengths of the winner, it's highlighted, and the rest of it's fairly straightforward except perhaps the margin difference. Margin difference is the difference between the average margin of the first 5 or 6 horses. In this case, No Parole's finished just inside the average margin, so in other words it's probably a better run than what it looks, although it finished pretty close up, 1.65. So yeah, there was a fairly bunched field at the finish. Yeah, so that's about it for the form on this runner. There are some filters you can apply. Condition filters, these are in a later update that hasn't been made available yet, but having a look at those very quickly, you can filter according to distance, you can look at runs just for a particular jockey, tracks, barrier draw and so on. Can be quite useful. Let's go through and have a look and see how the races went for today. Without doing any work whatsoever, the Pureform market can be quite useful in this race. The top 2 picks ran the Quinella. Okay, the Quinella paid $14 on Unitab, so not a bad result. Going on to race 2, very thin race. you have a look at the figures here, it's a 3-year-old maiden, set weight 3.0, indicates the average age of the horses in the race. And there's only 18 starts in total, 17% places. So not exactly a race where you could say you have a lot of information. Sometimes these races prove to be very useful, sometimes not. Looking at the worksheet, if we sort the market, we'll find that Kobe Prince is on top, and it was priced at $2.30, and it won and paid $3.60 or maybe $3.80. It probably would have been longer on Betfair. And again, Coronel managed to run second. Dench was the fourth pick, so the trifecta was in the top three. I don't know who ran fourth. So 9 ran fourth. Oh, there you go. So the top four run the first four, and it paid $140. So not what you would call one of those $100,000 first fours, but anyway. Moving on to race 3, we've got Gina's Hope, the winner. Clearly pretty good with only one start. Sent out for a spell and then it's come back. Not well fancied at all in this market. In fact, it's just a washout in terms of the markets, with the long shots all at the top. Race 4, Salty Kisses end up winning the race, and that was in fact top rated, but it wasn't an over. Kissy Me ran second and Wallace Street third. So not a fabulous result, but still not too bad. Race 5, Elmore Lad. Looking at the market, the old big buddy was on top, so it's unlikely he was going to win it. But anyway, Elmore Lad was not fancied at all, but quite short on the TAB market. Again, you can sort according to TAB prices, and in fact any of the features in the program. Race 6 was won by Try Pink. Try Pink was on top and not quite an over. Night in Paradise was not really fancied. George's Host likewise. On to race 7. Outboard Motor 1. Outboard Motor was the second top pick. Again, nothing like an over. And the second horse, South Arbor, certainly not fancied at all. And as I'm doing this, it's 28 minutes to the last race, so who knows kind of what's going to happen in that race. But looking at the market, sorting it, we end up having Socomo as the second top pick and the favourite, and then there's this Dunlani, who's not really fancied at all by the market. It is a last start winner. Let's have a look at its form. It did win a Ballarat 3-year-old fillies and mares maiden by a couple of lengths from barrier 12. Does have Linda Meach, who's riding very well at the moment. Has drawn barrier 8. It is up in class. And yeah, so that's one. We can see how it goes somewhere in the future. So here's a very brief introduction to some of the features of the ratings calculator.